Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there is a lot of smoke in the Supreme Court right now on a case based out of Massachusetts. And this could be the one that could change it all. Stick by and listen to this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. That's right, your source for Second Amendment news. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel now so that you will never miss any legal update I ever put forward regarding the Second Amendment and see some pretty cool reviews on guns and gear, etc. Today I have a renewed hope. There's a case that started here in Massachusetts. It's called Worman v. Healey. Healey being Maura Healey, our tyrannical dictator of an attorney general who has zero respect for anybody who owns a firearm here in Massachusetts. Long story, I've been doing videos about her in this case since it happened back in July of 2016. So if you're not familiar with it, overnight she decided she wanted to be the attorney general for who everybody thought was going to win the election at that time, Hillary Clinton. She did an unheard of thing in politics. She took a law that's been on the books here for 20 some odd years regarding our AKs and ARs, etc., and reinterpreted that law overnight to put a ban on it immediately and made us, those of us who have those type of modern day sporting rifles, felons overnight. So that case has been pressing forward. She has tried numerous times to get it dismissed, but everybody lately has been seeing through that because the question on the case is a legitimate question of constitutionality and the Second Amendment. This case made it to the request, that's called a writ of certiorari, to the Supreme Court. They're deciding right now if they're going to take this case up. And on October 25th, which was Friday last week, a lot, and I mean a lot of agencies and some surprising people put forth amicus briefs, which are letters to the Supreme Court. It's called a friend of the court brief, asking, almost begging them to take this case up. Now why? Massachusetts now bans AKs and ARs, or copycats or duplicates of those rifles, and also certain standard capacity, high capacity magazines, and it's just unconstitutional. We all know it, but because the Supreme Court has been mum for the last 10 years, the lower courts have just been doing whatever they want, unchecked. So, some surprising names, like I said. So you have the NRA, the NSSF, the National African American Gun Association, the Cato Institute, Commonwealth Second Amendment, that's COM2A here in Massachusetts, and 94, yes, 94 U.S. representatives in Congress have all penned amicus briefs to ask the Supreme Court to take this case up. They are saying, the petitioners are saying, that this case violates the Supreme Court's well-established decision on Heller by banning commonly owned firearms illegally, thus a violation of the Second Amendment. They also are saying that there's a direct contradiction to Heller versus D.C., which struck down Washington, D.C.'s ban on possessing firearms. Now this could be huge news for every single state that has a similar type ban. AK ban, AR ban, assault weapon ban, high capacity magazine ban. And one of the U.S. reps, her name is Elise Stefanik out of New York, she is hoping that this gets taken up because she thinks, and I'm going to read her quote here. First off, she says that the Supreme Court should take up this case to, quote, to ensure the constitutional right for law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms that is protected, okay? And also she says that lower courts should not be setting new precedent in Second Amendment cases, but rather should follow the already established Supreme Court precedent of D.C. versus Heller. Congratulations, ma'am. Been saying that for a couple of years on this channel, and every other gun-toting, law-abiding American has been saying the same thing ad nauseum. But it's nice to see that people are actually paying attention now. So getting back to Stefanik and what she wants is she thinks that this is a fantastic decision should it be made the way it should be, in the affirmative, saying that this ban is unconstitutional, violates Heller. She's going to use this to go after the New York SAFE Act, which is the same deal. It bans modern-day sporting rifles, standard we call them standard, the manufacturers call them standard, but the anti-gunners call them high capacity. Ban standard capacity magazines. And New York also forces previous owners to register those firearms. So like I said in the opening, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there is a lot of movement trying to get the United States Supreme Court to take this case up right now. Now, I know that our Attorney General here in Massachusetts, Maura Healey, who's being sued in this case, I know that she has people watch this channel. And she is the most unconstitutional Attorney General in the land. You, ma'am, and any other Attorney General out there, or mayor like Peduto or in Pittsburgh, or any other governor, you don't get the right to violate our rights. You are a public servant, and you work for us. And it's time that the government start fearing the people again. So I'm glad that this case has gotten to the point where it is. I'm so happy that everybody's continued the fight, and I'm very grateful, almost giddy, that all of these agencies have put forth amicus briefs in the last couple days, including 94 U.S. Congress members. That's enough pressure to basically make, you would hope, make the Supreme Court take this up. Will they? I don't know. We're going to be finding out very soon, and I hope they take it up. You can stay on top of that and find out if they'll take it up right here on this channel. Guns and Gadgets, this is the place to be for Second Amendment news. Subscribe if you haven't. Now, I'll put a link in the description to the area on the U.S. Supreme Court's website that deals with the Worman v. Healey case, and you can click on a link and read whatever amicus brief you want. They're all kind of lengthy. They range in the 20 to 50 page area, but they're all there. If you want to read them, you'll get a lot of information quick on this case. The original case filing is there as well. This could be the one, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard of Heller, you've heard of McDonald, and if you're into tasers and stun guns and stuff, you've heard of Caetano. Now, everybody should hear Healey get beaten like a mule in court. I hope it happens. Stick with me, because you'll see it here. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. Down with the tyrants. Take care, everybody.